baseball show. My name's Jose Bouquet. And of course, as always, I am joined with the Kyle Lewis to my Jake Cronenworth. Fuck you, Alec Bohm. Not today. You're not the comparison today, Alec Bohm. It's Andrew comparison. Andrew Santangelo. How are you doing today, Andrew?
I'm all right. I'm better. A little rough time right now in Philadelphia sports as we come down here in the stretch of September. So you know what? I'm on my edge of my seat once again. Very nervous about what's going to happen down here the stretch.
Yeah, it must be stinky to come from a town that has four sports, and now they're all playing at like the same time, and now they're all like disappointing you at the same time.
No, it's bad. It's bad. They couldn't make any frustrated. Let's just say that.
Okay, good. And to make it even better, your college Wi-Fi is performing wonderfully right now too. So we're doing tip-top things.
What's going on right now? I don't even know. It's working out for me.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you're a robot, but it's all right. We're making it through. We're pushing through, and this is what we do, Andrew. This is what we do. So shout out to everyone that's listening. We're gonna start off the show because we get a wave of people that come in and want to know our best bets for the day. Get some baseball gambling action out there, and I'm gonna give you two as we hop into best bets. Shout out to puns, and if I had to drop music right now, I'd play it. But we're not that high tech.
Nah, not that tech yet.
No. But I'm gonna give you two choices, Andrew, and you're gonna tell me what we're gonna pick today, and we're gonna bet $150 to $100 on this hypothetically. So we'll see. My first option for you, Andrew, is tonight we have a great matchup. Oakland A's versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've got Frankie Montas versus Dustin May. And I kind of like Oakland today, Andrew. I like Oakland plus 150. I like the pitching matchup. Two good pitchers, but I think Montas can outduel Dustin May.
Okay.
I like Oakland, bet $100 to win 150. That'd be a nice little pickup right there, a nice little dog. Or we can go a little bit more chalk, Andrew, and we can go to the Tampa Bay Rays today versus the New York Mets. Tampa Bay at minus 132. Bet $132 to get 100. Andrew, we've got Blake Snell versus Seth Lugo in that matchup. Former reliever closer Seth Lugo now back to a starter. Who knows what the Mets are doing with him? But Andrew, which of those two picks do you like more right now, Andrew?
I mean, the Rays are obviously a lot safer. I'm with you. I like the A's tonight. So.
Okay.
Let's go with the Oakland A's.
All right.
Let's go with Oakland A's against that money. What was it you say? Plus 150. So yeah, against the line there. So let's go a little risky today. I feel like we've always, for the most part, taken a lot of chalk picks. So let's go out there today and let's take a little risk. Obviously, I think Dodgers are a little better team, but A's won last night. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And.
I think you're right. I can't remember off the top of my head. Look it up.
And A's are battling for that seeding. So A's are still gonna go out there and play and give me Oakland tonight. Little World Series preview too.
Oh, still a little World Series.
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see when the final matchups come out. But right now, yeah, still riding with that as my World Series preview.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad we got best bets out of the way quickly there for you guys. Oakland plus 150. We'll be putting our hypothetical $100 to win 150 right there. Andrew, I hope we can keep track of this and see how many hypothetical dollars we'll win this week or this year, I suppose.
Well, I said if we win, it's real dollars, then, right?
No, it's all hypothetical. Don't gamble on this show, of course. 150 hypothetical dollars there. But let's get into it, Andrew. We're going to talk playoff races today. There's 5 days left in the season. Starters are making their last start of the year. We're going to see some interesting matchups come up. We're going to see the resolution of races. And then we will talk playoff races. We're going to wrap that up. Maybe a little mini preview of the postseason. We're going to look back at our old predictions at the beginning of the year, Andrew. You have those, I believe, correct?
Yes.
That'll be exciting to see.
I got them right here in the notebook.
I'm but we'll see how wrong we were in this weird 60-game season. Little matchup to look forward to, some Kawasaki at the end, and we'll get up out of here. So fun show. So let's just jump right into it.
And then,
go ahead.
Oh, great. Let me advertise next week real quick so we don't forget, and then we can remind them at the end of the show.
Yes.
With the playoffs starting on Tuesday, we'll be doing a Monday playoff preview as well instead of Tuesday next week to make sure we get that in before all the games get started.
Yes, that'll be fun. Monday playoff preview. Get in there, and it'll be fun. So let's. On Thursday we have a treat, I guess, a little cross sport. We'll be talking to an author of a basketball book that just came out. We'll let you guys connect the dots. Maybe see if you guys can see who that guest is. But great book that came out today. We'll have him on Thursday. Talk some shooty hoops. Maybe we'll show some range there, Andrew. Some flexibility.
Have to at some point, right? Got to eventually.
All right, let's talk about the NL, Andrew. Because your Philadelphia Phillies stink, and this is
garbage.
They're making this a playoff race. So correct me if I'm wrong right now, Andrew. They currently sit at 27-27, perfect 500.
28 after losing game one today, the doubleheader.
Right. Yes, they are playing. I wrote this before the doubleheader, but 27-28 now. They were at -1 run differential. What was the score of that first game, Andrew?
First game was a 5-1 finish, so another beatdown to the Nationals, just like last night. I think it was 5-1. I don't even remember anymore.
Okay, so we got a -5 differential right there, so that's not ideal. Milwaukee hot on their tails, 26-27. San Francisco right there too at 26-27. The Cincinnati Reds have made that jump, as we said earlier, they needed to. I guess they finally started listening to us. They're at 28-27. They are that was 7-8 and 9-10 for the NL. Andrew, I just want you to take a second and I want you to collect all your Phillies thoughts and then just spit them out at me, because the Phillies are really making this a lot harder than it had to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They made this a lot harder. You came in this week with you were the 7th seed going into yesterday's games. And you held a half-game lead over everyone else, the Reds, Brewers, and Giants. They were fighting for that 8th spot. And you couldn't have started on paper, you couldn't have started with a better chance to gain some separation there in the first 2 games of this. Yesterday, you had a pitching matchup of Anibal Sanchez versus Zach Wheeler. On paper, tell me who's going to win that matchup.
You would think that Zach Wheeler would win that matchup.
And today, you had Aaron Nola against, I don't even know his first name, but Voth on the Nationals. Again,
take care of business there.
Yes, but instead you had a Phillies team both games so far. We'll see what happens in the second game because it just started. But in those first 2 games, I don't know. I've never seen what's looked like a more disinterested team. Honestly, you come out there, you have 3 errors last night. First off, hurting Zach Wheeler there. Then today, in Aaron Nola's start, you have an error in the first inning, costing him runs. 2 of his runs go unearned. It's frustrating at this point, and you have a GM sitting there in the front office, along with an owner that are just robbing the franchise of money at this point. I mean, they have no business still being there, and hopefully that changes this offseason. We'll see what happens. And then you have an owner who says he wants to spend money, but here down the stretch, we'll see if he actually does with the JT situation. But right now, they look like they want no business of even coming close to the luxury tax. And it's been your kryptonite for the last 3 or 4 years with not making moves because of this luxury tax. And until you're willing to make moves, you're not going to go anywhere. And let me read you these September numbers.
Please.
Last 3 years, the Phillies have had chances to make the playoffs. 2018, you go into September 72-63. You finish 80-82. That's an 8-19 record if you don't know that. 2019, 70-65 going into September. You finish 81-81 for an 11-16 record. And then this year you start at 16-15. You're now 27-28, which comes to 11-13 record in September. And depending on what happens in the second game, who knows what happens? We'll see. By the way, it continues to be the same exact September collapse over and over and over again, and no change being made. You already lost a manager out of it because you made him the scapegoat, and now you're sitting here with the same front office. I'm tired of it. I know the city of Philadelphia is tired of it, and unfortunately, I really think it's unfortunate, but I think he's somehow going to survive this. because we had a few injuries. We've had obviously a weird 2020 year to this point, and I think that's going to help him survive the situation. I hope I'm wrong, but I really think so. And it's at this point, it's frustrating because nothing's going to change until you change from up top. And you were up here in the beginning of the year all high on this team. I don't know. I want to see how you feel as an outsider. But from inside, I mean, this is why I didn't pick them to make the playoffs this year, as you know. It's because of this bullpen, and it's the same thing. They try getting all these below-average pitchers to come in here and make it look like they make moves at the deadline to make it look like they're active. But in reality, it's just the same. It's the same crap over and over again with these moves they're making. They're mediocre pitchers that aren't that much better, if better at all, than what you already have, and you get the same results.
Well, it's very disappointing, I guess. I mean, that was my risk, I guess. That was my reach, I guess, saying the Phillies would win the division. I thought they would be better than the Braves. The Braves have had a tough season, but I mean, the Phillies literally have the worst bullpen ERA of all time right now for a season. I mean, truncated season, of course, but still, it's above a 6 last time I checked. So that's not going to win you games, Andrew. That's just simply not going to win you games. Joe Girardi's a great manager. He can do all of these things, but I mean, at the end of the day, he can't go out there and get 3 outs for you. You know, it's pretty tough, and there's nothing you can really do about that. So I mean, I feel sorry for you guys. I think you guys will still make the playoffs, though. I don't think the Milwaukee Brewers are better than you. They have a Cy Young candidate on their team right now who's been pitching really well. So maybe if they make it over you guys, he'll have more of a case. And Corbin Burns, he's come out of nowhere. We didn't even talk about him the other week. That's how this season has been. He just strung together 2 good months, and here he's back. But I think this is how the playoff matchups are going to shake out, just depending on whether Philadelphia ends up with that 7 or 8. And for your sake, Andrew, I hope it's a 7.
At this point, I just hope we get in, because honestly, I don't know if they even get in at this point. You're now tied with the Brewers and Giants there for the 8th spot. You have a Nationals team who obviously isn't a good team on paper, but right now they're up 10-2 in the series through the first 2 games, and you already used your 2 aces there. I think that's what's most frustrating is you thought you'd at least take the first 2 of these games with Nola and Wheeler, and they forgot to show up as well. I mean, they probably had their 2 worst outings of the season and the 2 biggest moments of the season. And then now you're going with a bullpen game in game 2, so we all know how scary that is. And then here's the thing. You got Tampa Bay over the weekend. So we all know how good Tampa Bay is. And right now they're not going to clinch anything with what's going on here and how good White Sox and the A's have been. So they're going to be fighting for that 1 spot. And I don't know if the Phillies get in at this point. I really don't.
Okay. All right. So would you say that as of right now, what is a percentage chance the Phillies don't make it?
I think it's 50-50. I really do. Because I think the only thing that's – well, actually, this guy honestly hurt the Phillies too in a way, because the Brewers and Reds play each other. So if they kind of split what's going on here, you could have the Brewers end up passing it. Let me just say this. Imagine if 4 NL Central teams make the playoffs. The potential of that'd be kind of wild.
That would be the first time in history since we've never had playoffs this so first time in history.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 teams make it, and the Pirates are just sitting there in dead last place.
Just getting beat, just smacked around. So shout out to they're doing what they got to do. They got Kumar, so we'll talk about that later as well.
But I will say, luckily this weekend, the one thing that can save you is you will have hopefully bounce back outings from Nolan Wheeler, because they'll have to go Saturday and Sunday. You don't have a choice there. They'll have to pitch Saturday and Sunday, and then if you sneak in, they obviously won't be available for game 1. So that'll be fun watching Zach Eflin pitch against a Clayton Kershaw or whoever is going to be the number. or you Darvish or Max Fried.
Just throw out game 1.
But no, I honestly I think it's 50-50 right now. I really don't. I think because depending on which team they end up tying with, I think Brewers win the tiebreaker over the Phillies, but the Phillies win over the Giants. So with it all wild like that, and depending if 3 teams tie there, obviously it's even wilder. I think it's a 50-50 shot. I can't say they have any more right to get in over the Brewers or Giants at this point, because I think Giants have the Rockies right now, and I forget who else. But again, a playoff team should be able to beat. So if they're for real, or at least should make the playoffs, still win those games. Brewers have a tougher road, and they got the Reds and Cardinals. So it's going to be an interesting stretch down here. But I would say 50-50.
Okay. Wow. That's I would put it at 70-30 right now. I think your Phillies do get in, but they're teetering. They're on tilt right now. I hope they get in. Would you rather them get in and lose in the first round, or not make it and then your GM gets fired?
Win. Get playoffs. I will never say. I will never not say playoffs. This team hasn't been in the playoffs in 2011. So that's 9 years. My math, 9 years. I mean, this city needs. I mean, I'd much rather. These guys need playoff experience at this point too. I mean, you can't keep having these guys go through the career. And Aaron Nola and Zach, or I guess Wheeler has got a playoffs, but Aaron Nola hasn't been in the playoffs yet. A lot of the other younger guys now, Bohm, Reese Hoskins. I mean, JT's been on the Marlins, so he's probably never even been in the playoffs yet.
No, he hasn't.
Obviously, Harper has been, but McCutcheon has been. But I mean, all the younger guys haven't been in the playoffs yet. Whether it's a quick 2-game sweep or whether it's a miracle run to the World Series, these guys need the experience, and the city is playoff baseball again. So I'm going to say I'd much rather make the playoffs than lose out or something like that.
Okay, sweet, awesome. Glad to hear it.
Maybe we'll pass the Marlins. Maybe a miracle in that case will happen. Well, although then you get the Padres, but
you don't want that.
And as I go on this Phillies rant, they go up 2-0. So we'll see if that holds.
Good. Last time we were talking shit about the Phillies, Bryce Harper came in and just started going bomb squad. So
maybe I just need to keep going these rants, and then I'll make them play well.
Good. I hope we can. Hope that becomes a thing. The more, the merrier. Now, since we spent a good amount of time talking about the bottom half of this, let's talk about the top for a little bit. The Dodgers sit at 38-16 with a plus 119 run differential, which is absolutely ridiculous because if you listen to the following run differentials, you'll get a good chuckle out of this. Second, right now, we've got the Chicago Cubs at 32-22 with a plus 26. Jesus. We've got go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, I was going to say we have Atlanta at third at 32-22 plus 60. San Diego is fourth at 34-20 plus 84. That's really weird that they have a better record and they're in fourth, but whatever. Division winners.
It's because they have division winners.
Number 5, we've got the Miracle Miami Marlins, 28-26, minus 27 run differential. That is disgusting, but they're in there. They're making it work. Shout out to Starling Marte. At 6, we've got the 26-25 St. Louis Cardinals at plus 8. They've played so many doubleheaders this week, this whole year. They have got one more at least. Can't wait to see what happens there. We've got Cincinnati, who has come back from the dead, at minus 7 at 28-27. Run differential there is at minus 7, like I said. And then you got your Phillies, who are now 27-28, like I said, with a minus 5. I'm gonna flash the playoff bracket real quick so we can see it real fast, Andrew. What first round playoff matchup, if this is the way it shakes out, interests you the most?
Sticking in the NL or all around the board?
In the NL.
I'd say Cardinals Braves is a little intriguing. You kind of get a rematch from a few years ago. I don't know if you remember the blown infield fly rule. And then that kind of spiked up a little bit. And then plus these are two traditional teams here, a lot of history, just in terms of their franchise, not really going against each other. But this series intrigues me. You get two young guys and Jack Flaherty against Max Fried probably early on there.
Yes,
so that'd be a fun pitching matchup. You got some power bats and Freddie Freeman versus Paul Goldschmidt. You got Yadier Molina's back, right? You got him, his veteran leadership there, obviously with the Cardinals.
Last year on the Cardinals, probably.
What was that?
It's his last year on the Cardinals, probably.
Yeah, probably. It might be his last year in that game, honestly.
Yeah. I think he's a free agent next year, and I think he'll walk and do something else, maybe try to go ring chase or something. But yeah, this is his last year on the Cardinals.
Well, I'd say that probably intrigued me the most is that series because, I mean, listen, I hope I'm wrong, but I can't see the Phillies-Dodgers being much of a series. I would expect the Padres to kind of get past the Marlins pretty easy as well. Cubs Reds, that's interesting, but I don't think it's as interesting as the Cardinals Braves. But I would like to see a Trevor Bauer, Darvish Game 1 matchup. That'd be pretty cool to watch there.
Well, Andrew, that's my most interesting series matchup right there, the 7-2. I would really like to see this matchup happen. First year under a new coach, the Cubs are. They're kind of surprising everyone. We said it in our projections, which I'll get you to bring up here in a second. But we said that they weren't going to be that good. No one was really talking about them. All these changes, blah blah blah. We kind of got bored of the Cubs, and now they're the 2 seed versus the new look Cincinnati Reds, who had all the hype coming into the season. They had all these nice acquisitions. They've got the 3 pitchers going for them. And I think it'll be a fun matchup, Andrew. And I'll ask you this question because I'm going to tie it in here. Who's your first round upset, out of this right now? Who's your little 3-game series upset? Because mine's the Cincinnati Reds, because I'm going to give you a little spoiler. I'm picking the Reds against the Cubs in that series.
I agree with you. I think Reds are the Reds are the upset here. I think with how what you want in baseball is to be the hottest team going in, and obviously, like we already said, the Reds have turned it around tremendously here, making themselves not only in the playoff picture but in a playoff position. I would honestly, I think I'd pick the Reds to win that series as well. With how different and honestly, these teams are kind of similar in a way. You kind of got a Bauer versus Darvish, more experienced Game 1 pitchers. Then you got different struggling veteran hitters a little bit around the board there that could turn it around in any moment. But I'd say I agree with you. The Reds here would be my best pick here for the upset. But let me ask you this question, because they're only 1 percentage point behind right now. So I think they're like a half game behind the Cardinals. Say we see some flip-flopping and you get the Reds in the 6, and then the Cardinals move down to 7. A Reds still the upset pick?
I think those pitchers keep them in every game, so I think so. Yeah, I like the Reds team. It's just they need to keep that bullpen together, and I think sometimes bullpen guys can really shove into the postseasons and do well. The Red Sox in 2018 didn't have a great bullpen going into the postseason, and then all of a sudden they all became lights out, and they became the World Series champions because of it. So. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks watching along, and shout out to Preston. The Dodgers bringing the brooms out, and the Marlins at 5. Gotta love that for the Padres' future. He has a future on the Padres and Dodgers, both to win a couple $1,000, so he's definitely rooting for that. But Andrew, let's get into those predictions that we had earlier when we were preseason predictions show. How did those look? What do those look like now?
So to start off with you, we have your NL West winner being the Dodgers, which,
of course, no surprise.
Which I think everyone had that one.
Yeah.
Second, you had the San Diego Padres, which
looks good.
Looking pretty good so far.
I told you that playoffs too. So.
Yeah, you got me on that one. I will admit that. I think I had them third.
I wonder if they were plus money to get into the playoffs this year. That would have been the easiest bet all time. But
I would say probably before the expansion, but I could see them not being a plus after the expansion.
Yeah.
Then third in the West, you had the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Seems actually no, that they're probably last in the West, right? The Rockies.
Yeah, they're currently last.
Yeah.
Then you had the Colorado Rockies at 4, and then the San Francisco Giants at 5.
Damn,
while
the Giants are fucking kicking my ass, showing me what's up.
They're doing that to a lot of people. You're not the only one. I had, in terms of that comparison, Dodgers as well winning the West, excuse me. Then I had, this is where I start to go bad. I had the Diamondbacks going second in the West. I had Padres 3, Rockies 4, Giants 5.
Okay, all right. Well,
so we flip-flopped the Diamondbacks, Padres. You turned out to be a lot better than mine there in the West. But that's where I had it there. The Central, you had the Cardinals winning, Reds in second, Cubs third, Brewers 4, and Pirates 5.
Yeah, it's kind of good, There's just flip flopping all the top. I don't think you had the Cubs winning this division either. I think you had the The
I'll get them.
So we were both definitely wrong here.
I had the Cincinnati Reds taking the division.
Yep.
I had the Cardinals coming in second, the Cubs third as well, the Brewers 4, and then the Pittsburgh Pirates 5.
Wow.
So we both wrong, both wrong on the division. I guess
the East,
second still up for grabs.
Yeah.
The East, you had the Phillies winning it division. Well, that's funny. I don't know why I didn't write any win amount besides the East here, but you had the Phillies winning division with 34 wins, the Braves with 33 wins at second, the Nationals.
I was right there. I said the Braves 33. Look at them, 32.
Yeah, the Nationals at 32, the Mets at 32, and then the Marlins in last. But I didn't write their win total down. I don't know why. But anyway, you had the Phillies, Braves, Nationals, Mets, Marlins. I had the Braves, Nationals, Phillies, Mets, Marlins.
Yeah, the Marlins, man, they really were the surprise team this year. Shout out to them.
I agree.
I can't.
So
wait. It
looks like we both will get a division winner out of these three. I'll get the Braves. You'll get I'll get two. I got Braves and Dodgers. You'll get the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Sir.
But I guess you never did your eight playoff team, did you?
No, I didn't because I refused to do it all over again.
All right. Well, I added to my NL playoffs. Ready for this? Because I put this out on Twitter. My NL playoff teams were the division winners: Braves, Reds, Dodgers, with the second place team being Nationals, Cardinals, and then I had I guess the quote unquote wild card teams would be Nationals, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Phillies, Cubs.
Ugh.
So the two NL teams I'll get wrong are the Nationals and Diamondbacks for sure. And then we'll see if I get the Reds right as just a playoff team.
Okay, shout out to that. Our man Razor is on the Royals tonight, Andrew. So the Royals, another good bet out there. Love to see it.
I like their starting pitcher.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's Keller is on the mound tonight. Okay. I believe for the Royals or something like that.
And our boy Samwise Gamgee asked, what outside team has the best chance of stealing a spot in this last week? The AL is pretty locked up, so I think we can both confidently say it's the Brewers, correct?
I'm gonna disagree.
You're gonna say the Giants?
I think I'm gonna say the San Francisco Giants because of scheduling.
Okay.
Brewers got the Reds and the Cardinals left, who are two teams fighting for a playoff spot, so you won't take it easy there. While the Giants have the Rockies, and I believe I'm looking it up now, but I believe their second opponent isn't too crazy good either. So I think with the Rockies being easier, or I take that back. I'm completely wrong. They have the Padres this weekend.
Ooh.
So both teams got some tough schedules ahead of them.
All right.
So that makes you feel a little better about the Phillies then. But Phillies got the Rays there, so all three of them have tough schedules, honestly.
I like the Phillies still.
I'd still lean Giants though on outside looking in. I'm not big on trusting the Brewers. I'm still not going to hang around trusting the Brewers. And we'll see. But I'll go Giants at the best outside chance in the NL.
Okay, sweet. So let's we've talked a lot about the NL. Let's talk about the AL, the better division, obviously, Andrew. The AL is basically done. The Mariners are basically out of it. They can't catch up to the Blue Jays, who gave your team a beating this weekend. But
whoa, we won 3 or 4.
You beat them down. I think they won one game big. That's it. First, we have kind of surprised everyone preseason. We've got Tampa Bay sitting at 36-19 plus 52 run differential. Great record right there. Then we've got the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox. They are the real surprise in the AL. 34-20 plus 72 run differential. Very fun team to watch. They've got the vibes. Number 3, we've got your Oakland Athletics at 33-20 plus 56. 4, we've got Minnesota 33-22 plus 55. Kind of disappointing for what we said preseason, I think, but I'm not sure. We'll see here in a second. The real big disappointment, number 5, the New York Yankees at 31-23 plus 49. They're in a hot streak right now. They're probably going to beat down the Rays, not the Rays, the Blue Jays tonight. Garrett Cole's on the mound, so shout out to Preston, who has them in a parlay, I believe. But then we've got Houston at 27-27 plus 2-run differential, really bad. Cleveland at 30-24, sorry, at plus 40-run differential, the wild card behemoth, and it's tough AL Central. And then we've got Toronto picking up the scraps, 28-26 minus 21 run differential. Andrew, let's do our old predictions first. How did we have this looking out?
All right, so the AL West, you had the Astros, A's, Angels, Rangers, Mariners. While I had, was it?
I'd say Seattle did well this year from what I had them.
I had the Astros, A's, Rangers, Angels, Mariners.
Okay. Wow. Say that one more time.
Mine or yours?
Yours.
Astros, A's, Rangers, Angels, Mariners.
Wow. You didn't even pick the freaking A's to win the division.
I still picked them to go to the World Series, though. It's not the division.
Okay. All right.
Then the AL Central, you had the Twins, Indians, White Sox, Royals, Tigers. I had the Indians. What?
This is a pretty easy division, to be honest. Just flip and flop.
Pretty easy, but none of us got the division winner. But
yeah, you're right.
Or expected to. I had Indians, Twins, White Sox, Royals, Tigers.
Okay.
AL East, you had the
boy.
Yeah. What?
This one's gonna be embarrassing.
Oh. Well, no, you actually picked the Blue Jays over the Red Sox. So
yeah, I mean, I'm smart.
You had the Yankees, Rays, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Orioles. I had the Yankees, Rays, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Orioles.
Hey, I tried to talk you out of that one.
You did.
Who were your playoff teams from the best of the bunch, I guess?
I had the Astros, Indians, Yankees, A's, Twins, Rays, White Sox, Rangers. So my only AL team, I guess, not to make it as of now would be the Rangers, right? Yeah. So the Blue Jays in for the Rangers.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. You were.
I had high hopes for Lance Lynn, Corey Kluber. Their starter on paper wasn't bad, but Kluber doesn't stay healthy. The closer goes down, and
Lance
Lynn. I mean, offense was disappointing this year. Sam, where you at?
Sam wants to know how much of the Astro disappointment was due to injuries versus no trash cans, Andrew.
That's a lot due to injuries. I mean, you missed your best player, you missed your best pitcher for most of the year, Justin Verlander. I mean, Jose Altuve missed time. They had a lot of injuries this year.
I don't know, Andrew.
They had a lot of injuries this year. Listen, I'm no Astros fan. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
But we all know a lot of it had to do with. Even with these injuries, they still won 27 games, are still 500. You're a healthy team. They'd be closer to the A's. I'm not gonna say they would have passed the A's, but they would be closer to the A's. Right now.
I don't want to get into this, but I think we've seen the end of the Astros dynasty. I'm just gonna let you know now. They had their run, but
we'll see. I mean, Verlander might retire. We all know. I mean, actually, I don't think we've had a show since that news broke out.
Yeah, Tommy John.
Yeah, he's getting Tommy John surgery out next year.
We said that was going to happen, though. We said in preseason when we saw a forearm strain, that's usually elbow, and that's Tommy John.
Yeah, no, we did say it, but we never confirmed it today. But I would say I would stick with injuries more.
That's funny. Andrew, Razor wants to know, is it hard for you to do a show after a Phillies loss?
Yes, I mean it's always hard a little bit to do a show. With me doing other podcasts, I've done them after Eagles losses, Phillies loss, all of them. It's very tough. But at least the Phillies have jumped out 2-0 here in the second game, so it's a little bit little bit easier today with the second game kind of jumping out early.
Maybe
But
if we do this show long enough, maybe if we do this show long enough, we'll get to see the Phillies bullpen blow it, and we'll see that reaction.
You might. I was gonna say the Phillies rant definitely helped a little bit, so that was fun.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the Eagles at the end of the show, Andrew. Don't you worry about that.
Great.
Who was in the AL? Who was your biggest surprise team, and who was your biggest disappointment, Andrew? I think there's a clear-cut surprise team, but the disappointments are kind of layered in there.
I would say the surprise team would be the Blue Jays, for me at least.
Well, that's not what I was going to say. That's not what I was thinking, but okay.
Well, here's my point. White Sox were surprising overall. I think that's who you're probably going to go with. I don't know.
Yes, for sure.
But they were surprising overall. But I do remember us both saying with them and the Reds that they would be the dark horses to make some noise this year. And I think we both picked them to maybe get help here from the shortened season. Again, I ended up picking them as a later team in that 8th playoff spot there. So I wouldn't expect them to come close to winning the division, no. But the playoffs doesn't surprise me. I'm really surprised the Blue Jays found a way to get in position here to lock down a playoff spot, especially this early. Like if you would have told me the Blue Jays wouldn't make it, I would expect it to kind of be there towards the end of the season on like one of the last days, kind of clinching a spot there. And that's why I picked them 4th in the division as well. So I'd say for me personally, I'd say Toronto surprised me a little bit more than the White Sox here just because of the playoff positioning.
Hey, I'll agree with you to some points, but I think definitely the White Sox are the most surprising team. We thought they would be good. We didn't think they would be this good. The Blue Jays, some of us had them as being a good squad, but I guess you just didn't want to believe. That's fine. It's fine. You didn't want to believe me.
Don't act like you picked them to make the playoffs. Come on. You picked them to beat the Red Sox, a bad team in the division.
I said they were going to finish third. They finished third, and that's playoff bound. What are you going to say? Biggest disappointment, Andrew. I'll start this one, and I'm going to give it to the Astros. We thought they were going to be competing for the division this year. They didn't really compete, if we're going to be honest. I thought the A's kind of had control for most of the time. Injuries do stink, but I think that that moniker of them being cheaters and all of that stuff, I think that's weighing on them. By the way, shout out to, if we're going to talk about bad takes, shout out to Preston reminding me that I said over 31 wins on the Red Sox. So they are in fact not going to get over 31 wins. Shout out to me being biased. I love that. But that was my biggest disappointment team. I had the Astros. Andrew, what about you?
I see where you're coming from. I mean, they had a lot to prove this year with all the cheating and stuff, and they didn't live up to it. I mean, obviously, again, as I just came off saying that they dealt with a lot of injuries, which I think you can pinpoint to more. But in reality, you still got to kind of fight through that. Everyone has injuries and missing players in a year like this. So you'd expect them to compete a little bit better. So I see where you're coming from, and I get that. For me, honestly, because I picked them to make the postseason, and I had high hopes for them, with, again, the pitching staff and everything, Texas Rangers are pretty disappointing for me. Again,
Sam, get it.
I picked them again to sneak into the playoffs there. I like their chances there. And then obviously the power Joey Gallo usually displays. I know you're disappointed in Joey Gallo this year. But again, another team that hit some injuries. But I would say I'm a little disappointed in the Texas Rangers for not only not making the playoffs, but not even coming close to it. I think right now they would have like the second pick in the draft.
I need those assholes to start winning. We'll talk about that here in a second. But
so I'd say one of my worst takes and disappointing teams is the Red Sox or Rangers.
Good. I'm glad that we got that out there, Andrew. I'm surprised neither one of us mentioned the Yankees, so I'll mention it. Their injuries also suck, but we expect those injuries from us too. So they're a disappointing team in the fact that everyone penciled them in to win the AL East like nothing. And Garrett Cole was supposed to be the savior, and he's not even in the Cy Young conversation, and that's what they expect him to be. So,
see, I think I penciled them in to win there because I didn't trust the Rays as much as well as they've done. Because I mean, we were both on here saying we could see the Yankees be a little disappointing this year. I mean, I think we both didn't have them in our top five teams coming into the year. So, if anything, I think it was more, to me, it's more surprising how well the Rays have done than the struggles the Yankees have gone through.
When we get to the end of the season, I'll crack open the over unders. I think I wrote down our sides. for the over-unders, and we'll see how poorly we did because I think we did better than most. I think we hit a higher percentage than we missed.
Okay.
Andrew, let's bring up the bracket one more time. What is your favorite first round matchup in the AL in the East or the AL? And let me know about an upset.
I'd say here an intriguing one that we've seen in the past and have been good series is depending on the Yankees' health. Yankees Twins is pretty intriguing here.
Yeah, Twins never beat the Yankees, so
a lot of revenge here for the Twins. You'd hope. I mean, I know I want the Twins. I'm sure you would agree with me on that one, but I guess I could be wrong.
But unfortunately, history is not on their side. They've never beaten the Yankees in the playoffs, and it's a long streak. I think they're like 19-0. The Yankees, the Twins. It's ridiculous, and it's hilarious that they always get matched up. And we're hurtling back to it, Andrew. So you would say that the Twins are an upset here?
Twins are the 4 spot, so that's not upset.
I mean, they're not going to be favored. They're definitely not going to be favored.
Well, we'll see when that comes out. But seeding wise, no, my upset here, and I will pick them if this matchup stands. Is I'm going with the Cleveland Indians over the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, that's the layup right there. I feel like everyone's going to be predicting that one, to be honest. Unproven White Sox, young team. Are they just going to be happy to be there, or is the little veteran savvy of the Cleveland Indians, who aren't really that veteran, will that come through for them? I mean, Jose Ramirez is an MVP candidate now, so
yeah. I mean, they got a great player in him, and then they got the AL Cy Young winner and possibly AL MVP if they give it to him as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like in basketball having the best 2 players in a series, but still having a worst team. You've got best pitcher in the series and the best position player, but the White Sox are so well rounded. It'll be interesting to see Giolito versus Bieber. We're actually seeing that tomorrow, which is a little spoiler to matchups to look forward to. But these teams have played so much this year. I feel like the Cleveland Indians and the White Sox are always playing each other now.
I agree, and that's why I think I've told you before, and maybe on the show, I don't remember. I wish they'd find a way to say no division matchups round 1. I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, if you look at, you look at the AL here, 3 of these 4 matchups are division matchups that we've already watched throughout the entire season. So it's a little disappointing in that sense. Right now, if you look at the NL, you'd have only 1, but we'll see how that kind of shakes up at the end. So I know it's 1, too late for it now. 2, it would be unfair to some of those teams if they did that. But for a fan standpoint, I wish they could kind of turn it around somehow.
Andrew, word on the street is that your Nationals just cut the lead 2-1. Would you live bet the Nationals right now, Andrew? Plus 145.
I mean, I don't bet against my team. Me personally, I would not.
Andrew,
would I understand if somebody did? Absolutely, I would understand if somebody
who's
did.
pitching for the Phillies right now?
They're making a pitching change. I missed who's coming in, but it was David Phelps.
That sweet acquisition.
Yeah, that's the only one I can't fault contact for. You can't predict that kind of a blow up. I mean, he went from like a 2.75 ERA, I think, to like I don't even know what it is now, but he's given up a run in almost every outing he's been in.
Not what you want, Andrew. So Preston, go ahead and bet the Nationals live, but don't put your whole account on it. Is what Andrew's trying to say.
Oh yeah, because to me it's also tough to go national. I mean, with how bad the Nationals have been this year. I mean, I feel like their bullpen could come in and give up runs against the Phillies offense too. So we'll see what happens. Okay. But I would understand somebody making that bet, but I personally would never bet against my team, no matter how bad they are. So me personally, I would not make the bet.
That's where we differ.
Would you make the bet though? Is the question, because you're the non-biased fan here.
I would put a couple cents on it. We'll throw some
cents.
So get some action on there. A couple cents. I don't know. Andrew, you gave us your upset was the Indians a 7 over the 2. Your most interesting series was the Yankees Twins. I'll give mine quickly. I'm going to do the other 2 that you didn't do. My most interesting series is the Astros versus the A's. These teams fought in the regular season. We all remember that. They play each other all the time. They are the division rivals. they've butt heads, and I think the trash can thing rubbed the A's the wrong way, especially. So I think it'll be a very hot contested matchup. The pitching matchups will be fun there as well. And my upset alert, Andrew, even though I don't want to say it, I don't think this team's going to win, but, I think the Tampa Bay Rays should be concerned about the Toronto Blue Jays. I understand it might be Charlie Morton or Glass now versus Ryu game one, whoever the Rays decide to throw out there because they've got options, of course. But Ryu's a great pitcher. I mean, he led the league in ERA last year. I believe, was he the NL Cy Young winner last year? Am I making that up?
Who? Right.
Ryu.
No, it wasn't him, was it?
I don't remember, but we'll move on. But yeah, it's a great team. I think they're dangerous. They've got young players. They're the sons of sons.
No, it was DeGrom. How do we both not think of that?
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off, but that was pretty bad on both of our parts.
You're right. It's DeGrom. but yeah, I think the Blue Jays could give the Rays a run for their money, which would not be good for me because I have a future on the Rays. So I hope that doesn't.
I like that. I like that pick, and I would love to see it. I would love to see Toronto beat Tampa.
Okay. All right, Andrew.
There it is. Juan Soto home run, now 4-2.
Look at that. And Preston in the chat. I put 20 on it. There you go, Preston.
There you go. Thanks, Matt Klemtak, for not having a reliever.
Oh my God, the Phillies! I love it. It's so funny seeing this happen. I see. We got to the point where I said earlier. I hope we get to the point where we see the Phillies lose the lead. And here we go.
Yeah, congrats! You get to see him lose the lead. Even though I don't know, I'm done with this team.
Juan Soto, that's hilarious. Let's touch over this quickly. We were mentioning this earlier. I don't want to spend a large amount of time on this because these teams suck. It is the race for Kumar Rocker. The last 5 teams in the league, bottom 5. The Pirates have officially, I don't think officially, but they have locked up the number 1 pick in the draft. They are 15-39 this year, Andrew. And their schedule does not get any easier with 3 at Chicago, or I don't know if it's at Chicago, but they have 3 against Chicago and 3 against Cleveland to end the season. So they've got Kumar Rocker if they want him, number 1. That's unfortunate for me, but that's a really good arm for a fun Pirates team.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't see why the Pirates lose it. How about that's good to hear though. The Indians got the Pirates to kind of end the season there. Maybe they can move up in the standings.
Well, I'm glad that you're happy about that. Number 2, we've got your Texas Rangers, Andrew, at 19-35. An interesting schedule. They've got 2 against Arizona. Very winnable games for them. I hope they do win one of them. Hopefully both of them. That would be awesome. And then they've got 4 against Houston to end the season, which Houston's liable to drop one of those.
Yeah, who's tanking more, Arizona or Texas? That's what it's going to come down to because Arizona's, I guess, spoiler, but Arizona's about to be next on your list.
Yeah, they're not next because I'm putting the Boston Red Sox at number 3, Andrew, because they're at number 3 in the draft order.
Well, either way, they're still number 3. So.
They are 20-34 this year. Just 11 more wins for the over and total run or wins. The season win total. Don't worry, they'll get there. They've got 3 against Baltimore, which is interesting because Baltimore is bad. But I mean, I said at the beginning of the year after the Red Sox lose to Baltimore, they were going to be the worst team in baseball. They were gonna have the worst pitching staff in baseball, and then they've got 3 against Atlanta, so that should be a sweep from Atlanta. So hopefully they don't lose or they don't win any games against Baltimore. Fingers crossed there.
Well, what scares me about Atlanta would be Atlanta's going to clinch the division pretty soon. So depending on how much they really want to play for, they might be resting some people. That's what would concern me about the Atlanta series.
We've got the D-backs at number 4 at 20-34 as well, 2 against Texas, and then 4 against Colorado. Colorado kind of in that aimless zone, so it would be good. Andrew, Sam has a challenge for you, which is just funny because I can tell you right now I could not tell you who this is because I don't watch Rangers baseball, and it's, of course, it's blacked out here. So shout out to you.
It's blacked out where I am too. So
Andrew, can you name where new Texas Ranger Wes Benjamin? What position does he play?
We'll go. Let's go catcher.
Okay, well,
Is that right, Sam?
we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in outfield because there's 3 of those positions, so I have a better percentage guess.
Well, you got to pinpoint an outfield position. You can't just say outfield.
Who's to say? So Sam hopefully will respond and see if we're right there. That's pretty funny though. Wes Benjamin, who the hell is he? He's a starting pitcher.
I was thinking that, but I was like, that'd be too easy. I really thought that'd be too easy to guess. Like, there's no way he's gonna give us $5 for guessing a starting pitcher.
That's funny. All right, so obviously the Fighting Rangers are putting out slugs out there, but at least Sam, you have their stars, so you have that to hang your hat on. Andrew, the 15 was the Washington Nationals 21-32, 3 against Philly, which is turned into 2, I guess now, which is turning into 1 right now as we see, and then we got 4 against the New York Mets. Andrew, I just want you to give me who the final draft order is.
For final draft order, Pittsburgh Pirates #1.
Yes. You have
Give me
the other side of this, Andrew. So say the right things.
What did you say?
You have 2 friends on the other side of this, so you better say the right team at number 2.
All right. Who'd you say Texas has left again?
Texas has 2 against Arizona and 4 against Houston. Putting the pressure on you.
Give me number 2. I'm gonna stick with the Rangers. Number 2.
God, Andrew, come on.
I think Astros got something to play for still. While the Braves are gonna, I think you guys take a couple or a game, at least a game from the Braves. Although 4 against the Astros, the Rangers have actually played the Astros well this year. I think Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the Rangers might have taken the last series or 2 from the Astros. But I'm going to stick here with the Rangers because the Astros got something to play for down the stretch and solidifying. I guess their playoff spots. I guess their playoff spots actually pretty locked up.
Mm-hmm. So just say the Red Sox at number 2, Andrew.
You know, just for that, we're gonna put the Red Sox. I guess no, I'm not gonna put the Red Sox at 4 because the Rangers and Diamondbacks are gonna. I mean, they're gonna have to beat up on each other. But we'll stick Rangers 2. We'll go Red Sox 3 because if the Rangers are gonna stay at 2, that means Diamondbacks are gonna be winning some games or at least one of these next 2. So yeah.
All right, good. Thank you for giving that to us, Andrew. You ready for some matchups to look forward to here? By the way, the Rangers went 1-2 in both series against Houston.
I could have sworn I remember seeing a text from Sam saying that they won a series.
2-4 is not bad for the Rangers at all.
No, it's not. I don't know why. I could have sworn I remember seeing him text me or something. Astros or Rangers were winning the series. I guess I misread the text.
Okay, Andrew. So you ready for some matchups to look forward to?
Always.
All right, so I kind of bounced around in this one because the match was a little bit stinky this week. I was kind of looking for some good matchups, and like I mentioned earlier, we've got a little White Sox Indians series going on right now. A little playoff preview. They're playing tonight, but I left that game off because you don't have to watch tonight. It's not a good pitching matchup. Watch something different. You can watch some years, I guess. But tomorrow, Andrew, we've got a game 1 preview. Lucas Giolito versus a.k.a. Shane Justin Bieber. AL Cy Young candidates going off here. This is their last start before before the playoffs. This will cement their candidacies. And then we've got Keuchel versus Zach Plesac the next day. 2 good pitching matchups, probably playoff previews. Andrew, what are your thoughts on that game right there?
Give me the Indians. Give me the Indians in that game. A
little preview. Okay.
What is that?
It's a preview, for your upset pick right there.
Absolutely. Well, listen to this. What if the Indians sweep the White Sox? Now we got an AL Central race down the stretch here. I know it's high. It's high expectations but
we still have it. Yeah.
You're still today today's game, then tomorrow's game, and you're possibly I don't know. Is it a 4-game series? You're looking at a potential 2-game. Yeah, it's a 4-game series. So, I mean, you have to take if you take all 4, you're only a game back going into the weekend. But
it's a tough feat against this White Sox, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying it'd be fun to watch from a baseball standpoint if they were able to pull off that miracle and get that sweep. But hey, Indians got pitching, so they're able to do it. But I think honestly, I'm gonna go with tomorrow's matchup. Or no, today's Tuesday. Thursday's matchup of Plesac Keuchel is more interesting than tomorrow's. Because I kind of like Keuchel a little more than what was it, Giuliotto? But I think that's a little more of a mismatch than you think it is. If I'm the White Sox, I'm matching Keuchel up with Bieber game one, if possible, depending on rest. You have a veteran who's been there in the playoffs before. He's having a fantastic year this year, 6-2 with a 2.04. So I'd rather him go up against Bieber. And then obviously Bieber's, as you mentioned, probably the Cy Young, if not maybe even an MVP winner. But I think Plesac's having that good of a year as well, 4-2 with a 1.85 ERA. So I think that's, in terms of just strictly pitching matchups, I think that's a little more entertaining for me than the other one.
Okay, fair enough. Next matchup we have for you, Andrew, I have the Oakland A's versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. We mentioned them earlier. They're our best bet today, the Oakland A's, plus 150. We've got Frankie Montas versus Dustin May tonight. Then we've got Sean Manaea versus Luis Urias. Then Mike Fiers versus a ye old TBD again, Andrew. What do you like?
Good old TBD.
Yeah, what do you like in this matchup, Andrew?
I think. We'll pick the A's tonight, but I think when it's all said and done, I could see who took last night. The A's did, right?
Yeah. I think we mentioned it earlier.
Yeah. So for this series, I could see the A's taking it. If they take tonight, obviously, with it being in that situation, I think A's could steal the series if they hang on for tonight. But it's weird. Like, I don't know about you, but you see all these A's pitchers, and they got some names everybody recognizes now, but I feel like they all get high ERAs, and it's like, honestly, when you look at their stats, it's more surprising to see how well they've done this year.
Yeah, it's just those one bad start ruins your ERA for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just funny to look at because we talk about all these other pitchers with all these low ERAs, and we mentioned how we like some of these A's pitchers, but I feel like every time we talk about one of them, they got 4 higher ERAs, and it's like none of them are in contention for an award.
Right. All right. I'll agree with you for sure. But they're all good, though. They're all quality.
Hopefully,
they show it in the postseason. Maybe we'll get some Frankie Montas magic tonight. Like we said, best bet, A's plus 150. Hope and pray Frankie does well tonight. My last matchup for you tonight, Andrew, is the Braves versus the Miami Marlins. This is kind of on the edge. Both playoff teams. I thought it was interesting. I don't really know if they're playing for something, maybe if the Marlins play well, they can get closer to the division title. But I think we've got Urania versus Wilson tonight, and then tomorrow we've got another great matchup: Sixto Sanchez versus Max Fried. I'm very excited for that. My boy Sixtoes, and then Lopez versus Ian Anderson. I can't wait. If I was a designer, I would definitely do the Sixtoes sloth with just chains and a Marlins uniform with a glove and a ball. I would sell like hotcakes, Andrew. Hotcakes.
So you're foreshadowing your next job here? Is that where you're gonna be a designer?
I'm a farmer. I'm not an actual draw guy. I've got the ideas, unfortunately. Well, who do you like in this matchup?
I like Braves for the series, but in that matchup, I'm gonna take Sixto.
That's probably going to be an upset pick right there. My boy Preston bet on Sixtoes last time. He kind of disappointed him against the Nationals, I believe. So
everybody gets one game.
Yeah, exactly. Andrew, you ready for some Kawasaki, Andrew?
Oh, I'm gonna correct you real quick.
Oh.
How is the Brewers versus Reds not in a matchup to watch here?
Oh, please tell me about
that. Well, I'm not even just talking about pitching matchups, but what's on the line here. You got the Reds and Brewers fighting for a playoff spot, not only in the Central Division there, but just in the whole division as well. Especially if the Phillies end up losing this, the Brewers could jump the Phillies. There's a lot at stake here. I don't know who's on the mound for the Brewers. Gray's on the mound for the Reds. So obviously a solid pitcher there. Tomorrow's matchup is going to feature Trevor Bauer versus Hauser. I would expect Bauer to win that. Hauser to kind of get beat up a little bit. So maybe not the most intriguing matchups, but what's at stake makes it a high value matchup to watch.
Hey, I'll agree with you. There you go. That's a good call, Andrew. Shout out to our guy Eric Rosas who took the Vladdy Jr. Home run prop plus 400, Luke Voigt plus 250, and over in the Braves game minus 105. Hopefully that hits for you. Vladdy and Luke Voigt are power hitters, of course. Luke Voigt is making his case for AL MVP as well. Home run hitter. Maybe I should have put my home run prop at the beginning of the season on Luke Voigt. Maybe I'd be happy.
Apparently, I never would have expected that. But.
Yeah, I know, right? So Andrew, let's get into some Kawasaki here.
Yeah, how would you like, man? Yeah. Now, did you eat your bananas today? That's what people want to know. People, what you say? What you say? Did you eat your bananas today? Yeah. Well, we don't need a banana. No, we need a champagne.
All right, so let's get into it, Andrew. Option number one, Andrew. I believe you'll recognize this fellow right here. It's your brother, as I call him. Oh wait, that's not even showing the right thing. Here we are. Hold on. Let's get this going. Where are you, Todd Father? Here you go, Todd Father. So we got good old Todd Frazier on the mound. You know, pitching for his first time ever in his career. The Mets were getting blown out, and he was dicing. Andrew, let me drop in a 67 piece. We got some stats. Got a Jake Marisnick fly out for his first out. Again, he looks exactly like you in your older age.
How? I don't understand.
There's a curveball, knuckleball, they said, at 55. Drops it in there. Adam Duvall is furious that he just got struck out on a 55-mile-per-hour pitch. And then Austin Riley hits one on the screws, but Jake Marisnick there. 1-2-3 inning for good old Todd Father there, Andrew.
Yeah, that's always funny to see those guys coming to pitch. I still don't understand the brother comparison, but hey.
He just looks like you. It's all right.
I don't.
Andrew, have you seen this, Andrew? This is a very interesting video. A ball boy for Cincinnati Reds is very eager here. He's busting it out, you know, showing a lot of effort. The announcers were particularly fond of his effort. Grabs the ball, does his thing, and then, you know, tries to do a little bit too much and just takes a tumble right there, eats it on national television or whatever that may be. And he has to live with that now. He gets that face plant right there. And Andrew, I hated to see it.
I got him credit though. He bounced right back up and kept walking.
Oh, yeah.
Like nothing. Yeah. Like, he kept walking like he just made the jump.
Yeah,
I gotta give him credit for his bounce up.
He definitely walked it off. I was impressed. The delivery and the exchange, everything there, a little ball flip. He played it off well, but he definitely ate it, and it was funny to see.
That question.
I've got a Mets video here, Andrew. I don't know if you were playing the Mets recently, but unfortunately, outside of their stadium, we had a tire fire. Some fires, I guess, were going off. You know, tire fires. They're black clouds, smoke, all that good stuff, and you know, it just started smoking up a storm outside of the Mets stadium. So
I actually did not see that one.
So the Mets, again, demonstrating their dumpster fireness in more ways on and off the field. So I appreciate the Mets for being very consistent there. Here's a tweet I'm going to share with you, Andrew, for another nominee. It is my good buddy, Jared Carabas here, you know. And Amir Garrett, man, he's out here talking to himself before pitches, throwing nasty sliders. And right before he throws a great pitch here, he goes out and says, "I'm a bad motherfucker," and throws it a dirty pitch and gets the K here, Andrew. What are your thoughts on talking to yourself while you're performing?
Hey, go for it. If it works for you and that's what you need for motivation. I mean, I feel like we all can agree confidence is a big part of playing, being successful at this for them in sports. I think whatever gets him motivated and feeling confident to get that out. I mean, if that's what it takes for him to do it, let him do it. I think it's hilarious from our standpoint, but I got no issues with him doing it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Shout out to Amir Garrett. He's a stud. He got a save for the Reds recently too, and really like him. So I think we need more of that in baseball, to be honest. And lastly, Andrew, I don't think we did not see this. There is an individual that just climbed into Fenway Park somehow. Apparently, he scaled the back of Fenway Park, started yelling about 9/11 and the New York Fire Department, and started throwing stuff on the field. And we just had to stop the game because of a person sneaking into the stadium. One of the more interesting things we've seen in all of baseball this year, Andrew, I think the one benefit we can say of this is that the Red Sox now lead Major League Baseball in attendance.
Hey, that I don't know how he was able to do that, but I mean, it's pretty funny from our standpoint. I'm sure it's a little scary for those who are there and involved. But no, I think for him to get up there and then start throwing things on the field, like I was just like, what do you do? Like, what is the motivation in that? Like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to find a way to climb into Fenway Park and throw things on the field. Yeah. We've seen drone delays this year. We've seen some other odd game delays, but hey, the Reds, that one I think beats everything else. Having a fan climb in there and
literally
and be able to do that.
A 26-foot wall apparently to get in there too.
That's
how tall the Green Monster is. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know how he gets in there. Shout out to Fenway Security, but yeah, that's an interesting way to end a blowout there for the Red Sox. You know, they always keep it interesting.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. I'm sure they're cracking down a little harder this week, or if they have any games left in Fenway, not sure.
Yeah, we'll be keep an eye on Fenway Park and see if there's any other breaches. You know, we'll see. Andrew, do you have a winner today?
It's got to go to the Red Sox fan. I think that's the funniest moment.
Yeah, well, you know, and it had a decent ending as well. My man did not get arrested, thankfully. He got taken to a mental facility because, you know, he definitely needed that mental facility, and I'm glad that they did not arrest him and they gave him hopefully the help he needs too. So that concludes the show, Andrew. This is a kind of a long show, but we got back to what we needed to do. Like we said, Thursday we've got an interview with an author coming up, a 9-time New York Times best-selling author. Not a big deal, but can't wait. We're gonna be excited for that.
I can't wait for it. I'm excited. Do a little cross sport there as well, which is always fun to kind of go out there. So I'm excited for it, and then excited for Monday as well when we jump into some real playoff preview matchups there when everything's locked in place, and it's gonna be an exciting next couple shows.
Yeah, I can't wait. So you guys should definitely tune in. It's going to be fun. Like we said, Thursday might be a little more basketball talk than you're expecting on a baseball show, but just remember, just come prepared for that. We'll be excited to talk to Jeff. Andrew, do you have anything to plug before we head out of here?
Real quick too, I gotta confirm with him, but we might have another guest on Monday too.
Yes. You're right.
But
another guest on Monday. Hopefully the NHL playoffs are still going or something. Maybe the Stars will have a big lead that we can talk about too. A little bit.
We'll see what happens. Maybe a lead. Maybe I don't know. I don't know where the game schedule shapes up, but maybe they already got it locked up. Well, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But
maybe I'll get a chance to shoot him a text message after a heartbreaking loss like he does to me. So I can't wait. Can't wait.
When's your next heartbreaking loss tomorrow?
No, the Red Sox are fine, Andrew. The Celtics.
No, not the Red Sox. That's not what I'm talking about.
The Celtics are going to beat the Heat on Wednesday, so don't you worry about that. We never got your thoughts on the Eagles real quick. You want to chat about the Eagles real fast? They lose again. They stink. They're dead. Trade them away.
I was trying to figure out Sam's comment. But anyway, my thoughts on the Eagles?
Yeah, your thoughts on the Eagles.
I don't know where I'd begin with that. I'll try to keep it short, but I think there's spots almost all over you got to fix. I mean, it's not good to have your defensive coordinator come out and say that he had a terrible game plan against the Rams. It's almost like, all right, what are you doing the entire week for the game plan?
Jeff Schwartz.
I mean, what?
Jeff Schwartz, former Lions coach.
Jim.
There.
Yeah, Jim Schwartz. So that's not good. I think Doug Peterson isn't doing anything to help out Wentz. Wentz is also missing throws. So I think it's not the best thing right there. Peterson, of course, tries to use the comment of the the cancellation of all the preseason stuff, saying timing's off right now, which will get fixed over time in this next game or whatever. But, hey, all other, I always forget, 30, 32 teams, whatever it is, all 29 other teams in the league are dealing with the same cancellation stuff. And I mean, the top teams aren't. I mean, yeah, obviously they might not look as good as normal. Obviously, the Chiefs had a scare, but they find ways to get it done. And then also, I think right now I would confidently say that the organization's has failed Wentz more than Wentz has failed them. I think they move on from Malcolm Jenkins and mentioned they want to give all the leadership roles to Wentz and let him start to take over. But then instead of using a second-round pick to give him more weapons and help him out, they draft a backup quarterback, which obviously now you're going to get all the potential. It always is you're going to replace Wentz and all that stuff. So they did him no favors in that. So I think it's
all right. You're going too long on this Eagles talk. I don't care.
Hey, you told me.
We don't care. We just want to know, is Wentz done? Yes or no?
No, Wentz will be back.
Okay. Is Doug Peterson on the hot seat? Yes or no?
No, not this season.
Okay. And will Tampa Bay beat the New York Mets? Our man Alex says here, yes, they will. Thank you for joining us as always, everyone. I'm glad that we got to talk about this. It's going to be a fun time. Baseball is exciting. We've got 5 more days to the playoffs. Everyone get excited. Thanks as always, and we'll catch you guys next time.